The genre we selected for our desired film trailer was spy. We had a few other ideas concerning comedy, but in the end, the effort to make others laugh just seemed a bit too difficult. Our research into spy films began at the most obvious location, the famous 007 James Bond. If you were to ask anyone for an example of spy, it would certainly be Bond. We did research into the Spectre trailer to get a clue on how to go about doing the trailer. Other research went into movies like Hitman, Agent 47. The conventions of different genre we learned of is, of course, there needed to be a corrupt organization trying to get their desires to become reality, and of course, we needed a secret agent to stop them. Most of the time this involves spy needing to be incognito for the sake of the mission and meeting a person who bore information. Another convention is obviously gunfights and combat, which we hinted at with a designed terrorist as well as the opening scene between the two agents. We kept to the conventions of the spy film and tried as much as possible not to deviate from them. Any deviations we made were mainly to add action conventions, which are normal for a spy film.
We did not want to use any conventions outside of the typical spy film conventions. The only subgenre I would consider being a part of our film is action, as a spy film without action would not be a particularly entertaining piece of media. Because of this, it would be difficult to consider our spy film a hybrid genre. Our main method of hooking the audience came from being vague throughout the trailer. We explained as little as possible in order to raise questions that the audience would likely want answered. Example of these questions would be why the assistant agent was assigned to the main agent's partner, or what made the assistant want to betray his friend. Questions about the story would intrigue the audience and make them think about the plot.
One of the representations we made in our film was the contrast between the two agents. The main agent was very serious and showed experience in his field, while the secondary agent seemed very careless and not very worried about the danger he was about to face. The contrast was intended to create a negative representation of the secondary agent due to his attitude to his job, to be confirmed at the end of the trailer when the secondary agent portrayed our main agent. We presented the film in a simple and formal layout, using mainly black and white color schemes for our website, and laying out all the information in a simple manner. Much like the files in a report about how someone died in a murder case, an autopsy report. The simple layout makes it very easy to read and take in information.
Our research was mainly into films of the same genre as ours, in order to get the idea of the conventions to be used in our film. To further support the film in different ways, we varied our research by looking into action films like thriller and a little bit of comedy. I believe that the main product, combined with the research and supporting text, makes the main product a good example of a final piece, built from all the research and decisions we made during the project. Pieced together from research into the different areas of the film to produce a mysterious and effective trailer.
The target audience for our piece of film is mainly males from 16 to 38. We picked this because we did research into the general audience that enjoy famous spy films such as James Bond, the James Bond series, and we learned that their audience was males or females 18 to 50. The main reason for that is because James Bond is indeed an old classic, so based on the fact that we did not have any females on the production team as well as being only 18, we made the decision to close the gap to around 16 to 38 in age, as that would mostly be the most likely age demographic to watch our film, and also to target mainly males. The feedback we got from others on the final product from each survey we have gathered, the main thing the audience look for is the plot of the film over the characters. This is incorporated into our film already, as we made the plot vague to capture the intrigue of the audience. The other important piece of feedback was the locations we chose to film our scenes. Some of the feedback we received indicated that there was not enough scenes that matched the film we were designing. We learned that from the feedback that our trailer did not feel like a trailer and more like a short film, which may have given too much insight to the plot and not having the locations fit with the small film. We learned that we needed not to give so much information in the film and have less scripted scenes and more narrations to give the impression of a trailer.
And website creation was done using the internet and with the use of the computer, but our advertisement was made through a small portion of Facebook, where I posted the final product and got most of my feedback from, and we used the technology available in the form of Adobe Premiere Elements in order to edit the film. The reason we chose to use this particular program was due to its extremely user-friendly interface and ability to use a number of preset actions to use for effects, and made it very efficient to edit the film. And for the poster, we used Illustrator, mainly Illustrator, and for the photo editing, we used Photoshop, as those were the best for image creation and editing, and is also the most widely used for such. Without technology, a lot of the edits we made to the film would not have been possible. The manual fade to black would have had to be done during recording, which would have been very inconvenient and difficult, and everything would have had to be done in a chronological order.
The overall impact of technology means that we had more options given to us.
Yeah.
There was a lot of edits we could have done via the use of a computer that we couldn't really have done in real life without technology, and not to mention, without technology we wouldn't even have a camera to record with. So
Yeah.
the reason why this trailer even exists is thanks to technology.